Emmitt Smith, great career, included a holdout, first game back, 8 carries, 45 yards, 1 catch for 3. Obviously, every situation is different, but some food for thought, considering the big question in Dallas this week has to do with another running back coming off a holdout and how much we should see of him. In a matchup rife with running back storylines, Cowboys-Giants, Jane Slater has more.
The storyline for Dallas all week has been Ezekiel Elliott, but the storyline shifts to both backs on Sunday when you consider how dynamic Saquon Barkley was in his rookie season. In fact, he led the league in total yards from scrimmage. It was defensive coordinator Rod Marinelli who told me just watching him last year, he saw a significant jump from their first game against him to the last. Comparing him to Barry Sanders, he says you may be able to contain him early on, but he has the ability to break a long one. If it's a first, second down game, it's going to be a tough one. As for Elliott, he got 3 days of practice in ahead of Sunday, and it was his running backs coach Gary Brown who told me that his footwork and his aiming points are great. Right now, several sources in the building tell me the pitch count is about 20 to 25 snaps. Keep in mind, last year he was averaging 60.
Pretty dramatic shift. Would it be the right call presented by Corona Premier? Maurice Jones-Drew, you held out once.
I did.
You returned the week before the game, similar to Ezekiel Elliott. You played 47 snaps.
Oh, y'all researched it.
You touched the ball 22 times, 95 yards of offense. What should the goal be for Zeke?
Well, first of all, I thought it was 28 times. They must have called. I got holding penalties or something like that.
Oh, right, yes.
But for Zeke, just roll the image for me, please. This is what you should do with him. Just feed him. That's all you're going to do. Just feed that young man. Because when he gets going, that team gets going. The defense plays better. Dak plays better. And just similar to me, first of all, my holdout was the first time I've ever missed games going into a season. Zeke has done it in the middle of the season with his suspension, so he understands what he has to do to get his body ready. He was in Cabo training, getting everything right. I believe that you can go in there and give him 25 to 30 touches, and he'll be fine. You just have to make sure he, on Monday and Tuesday, that he takes care of his body.
Did you feel you felt game ready, no problems? Give you anything?
So my situation, I came in on Monday, the Monday of. I was a backup at first. The starter gets hurt, and then I came in and carried the rest of the game. I played the whole game, but at the end of the day, it was all about just not cramping up. That's the biggest thing. You don't want to cramp up because you haven't played football and kind of sweat it that way. But other than that, you're fine. It's football. You go out there. We've been playing since we've been 7, 8 years old. It's the same thing.
So forget the pitch count.
I'm not worried about it. I wouldn't put him on one.
Cowboys-Giants, an afternoon game on Sunday. Patriots-Steelers is the night game. And it will be Josh Gordon's first regular season game since he stepped away last December to deal with his substance abuse battle, a battle that he addressed today for the first time since his return. Mike Giardi with more on that from Foxborough.
Today we finally heard from a couple Patriot receivers who've been silent all summer long, one in person, the other via statement on Twitter. Let's start with the latter, Josh Gordon releasing that statement saying he wanted to thank the Patriots, the NFLPA, and the league for supporting him as he has dealt with substance abuse issues. He says going forward, he doesn't want to talk about the past. He only wants to be judged on what he does in the here and now. He is focused on getting better, he says, something he had not focused on prior. If his conditioning is good, he should play a big role in Sunday's game against the Steelers. The other guy we finally spoke to was Julian Edelman. He started the year on the non-football injury list with a broken thumb, briefly made an appearance in Game 4 before hurting that again. He was asked if he was 100%, and he said, we don't get into percentages around here. Next question, but he did smile and say he's looking forward to playing against the Steelers. He should. 35 catches against them in his last 4 games.
Time to talk fantasy. Who's in your lineup? Presented by the Capital One Venture Card. According to Michael Fabiano, it better be Jameis Winston. Unless you have an elite quarterback on your roster, a good matchup for him this week against a Niners defense that allowed the second most passing touchdowns last season. Ben Roethlisberger, on the other hand, with a tough draw against New England. Fab says you should sit him unless you have a 2-quarterback or super flex league. What should you do with Le'Veon Bell? It's been exactly 600 days since his last NFL game. Yes, I looked it up, and yes, it's a nice round number, but it doesn't exactly give us a lot to go on with regards to Sunday. And yet, MJD thinks he knows exactly what to expect, and he'll tell us